Hey, it's 6:05. Let's go ahead and get started. My name is Larry Huang. I'm Vice Chair of Austin Oita Sister City Committee. Over the past couple of years, we've done this cheering session for Team Japan, complete with celebrities and elite runners and the Japanese community, celebrating the Austin Marathon and half marathon and 5K runners, especially those for Team Japan. And this year we're going virtual. There is a race tomorrow. There is the Austin Half Marathon and 5K. Unfortunately, they're not doing the full marathon. So we decided to still do it virtually. Just because we have a pandemic doesn't mean you can't run. I have unfortunately gained the COVID-20, so I will be waiting to run until I can get back into better shape. But today we have a number of questions for people that we'll get into later. But first, I'd like to have both Masa-san and then Christy give some comments and a little introduction about Austin Japan Community and the Austin Oita Sister City Committee. So first, we'll have Masa. So please, Masa-san, if you could. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Welcome to Go Team Japan virtual party tonight. Welcome to all runners, volunteers, spectators, and supporters for the Austin Half and the 5K Marathon 2021. This Team Japan event is our third consecutive years of having Team Japan Runners Party with a big help from our friendship from AOSCC. Since the last Team Japan party we had in February 2020, AJC had to suspend all in-person event to protect our friends from being infected by COVID-19. We are still in the same stage at this moment until we hear kind of go sign from CDC. So this Zoom event is the first and hopefully the last 100% virtual party. After spending a lot of time worrying about whether we should have an in-person event by limiting people or totally canceling event this year, I have come to the conclusion that we should take another venue as new normal to go ahead having event virtually, because there's a lot of people who participate the Austin Marathon we want to cheer. Now, I'd like all of you to join me in recognizing two individuals who made this event real today. Larry-san from AOSCC and my Vice President, Yoko-san from AJC. They are the ones who put this program together for us tonight. Please join me thanking Larry-san and Yoko-san. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you. I would also like to thank Christy from AOSCC, coordinated to receive a video message from City Mayor of Oita, Japan, Sato-san. Thank you very much. Today we will have video message from Sato-san and also from Consulate General Fukushima-san from Houston. AJC is a partner of Keep Austin Beautiful to keep our area clean and beautiful. So tomorrow, runners, tomorrow is your day to enjoy running beautiful city in Austin. I'm sure all of your hard training for the last, I should say, 14 months will now pay off. Enjoy all 13 miles or 5K, and please finish strong with a big smile on your face. Go Team Japan. Back to Larry.
Thank you so much, Masa-san. We appreciate you for also taking the lead and doing this virtual cheer session, also for everything that you do for the Austin community and AJC and the Japanese community in Austin. Next, I'd like to give it to Christy, and she'll say a few words about AOSCC and tomorrow's race.
Thank you, Larry. Hello, everybody. I'm Christy Bryant. My mother, Susan Hammonds, and daughter, Cordelia. We want to thank everybody for being here, whether you're here or maybe you're on Facebook Live. Thank you to Larry and Yoko for putting this together, and thank you for Takino-san for always making it happen. You definitely elevated, when we came together with AJC, you elevated what we had been doing with the Austin Marathon, and I greatly appreciate that. It is unfortunate that yet here another year, while we were together, actually one of the last things I remember doing in 2020 with a big group was our huge event. We not only cheering on Team Japan, we have the water station with AOSCC, huge event. And I'm grateful for those memories because I think that's the last big thing that I did in 2020. So I'm grateful for everybody that we made that happen. And unfortunately, here we are in 2021 and not quite back to where we thought we might be. So glad that we're able to do it virtually. The Austin Oita Sister City Committee, this is our 31st year. Our anniversary, 31st anniversary of our relationship between Austin, Texas, and Oita, Japan. There is a huge marathon in Oita every year. It's the Oita Beppu Mainichi Marathon, and it's unfortunate that this year we're unable to send runners again, as last year we were unable to. So we look forward to being able to come back to those relationships. We have so many different relationships between Austin and Oita. And one of the longest relationships that we've had has been an exchange of marathon runners. One year, it's been many years ago, I think it was probably 20 years ago, we actually had a runner from Oita who won. It wasn't the Austin Marathon, it was the Capital 10K. However, he won. It was quite amazing that a citizen runner came over and won. It was very exciting. So with all the different exchanges that we have between marathon, education, cultural, government, business exchanges, we look forward to being able to restart those programs in person with our friends and colleagues from Oita. Most likely not this year, but it'll be next year when we're able to do those in-person exchanges. And we are planning our events for this year. They will continue to be all online as with this. On August 14th, we will have the Austin Oita Summer Festival, and it will be virtual, and they'll be August 14th. I hope that you'll mark your calendars and you'll join us for that. Thank you to everybody. Go Team Japan, yay! And we will turn it back over to Larry. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Christy, and thank you for everything you do for the City of Austin and Austin Oita Sister City Committee. I know that AOSCC and AJC do a lot for the community. And once again, thank you so much to Christy and Masa-san for everything that you do. Next, I just have some questions for all of our viewers and runners. You know, COVID-19 has just affected all of our lives. It's been so difficult, you know, with logistics and healthcare and childcare and just mentally and even physically, of course. So I just had some questions for our audience, like, you know, how has COVID-19 affected your life? And feel free to unmute yourself and chime in. Does anyone have anything to say about how it's affected themselves?
Well, I'll come first, Larry.
Pardon me?
Yeah, me.
Okay, sure,
yeah.
sure. Yes, please.
Yeah, the Austin Marathon 2020 was the last marathon I had for the 14 months, and I try to make myself motivated to run every day, every single day. However, without having goal race, it was so hard. But if it's rain, I can stop running. It's up to me. It's all up to me. But if there is a race in front of me, I can push myself to go out and run, regardless. But it was hard for 14 months. But somebody like the Takako-san, I know she did a good job, running every day and running virtual race, and I couldn't do that.
I know in the beginning, in the pandemic, I was still somewhat healthy. So it was easier to get out. It was easier to kind of do the virtual races. Last year I did the virtual Cap 10K. Actually, for myself as well, the Austin Marathon 2020 was my last race, my last official race. And then everything kind of went virtual. I know that motivation is actually very, very hard to do. And especially when it's very hot outside. And when you don't have a reason to run like a race, sometimes it's just hard to motivate oneself. But anyone else have any ideas or feedback that they'd like to give about their pandemic experience? No, everybody's shy.
I'll say something.
Sure, please.
So I'm asked every year, so Christy, are you running? I'm not a runner, as we all know that, but I am a dancer. And what I will say is that I've been dancing on Zoom in my living room. And I have had an opportunity lately over the last few months to dance at an outdoor studio, and it makes a huge difference, so much more space. So I applaud everybody for exercising at home. And at the same time, I can tell, even despite my best efforts, that it's not the same. It's different, the way that we have created our worlds. So I'm looking forward to being back in person in bigger spaces as well. And I'm thankful. At the same time, I'm thankful that I was able to connect and exercise with people during the pandemic as well.
Very good. Yes, absolutely thankful for being able to, work from home, the small things, the little things, being healthy, and just I'm very thankful that I was just able to walk outside, because unfortunately the pandemic has affected a lot of us in terrible ways, and some people couldn't do that anymore, especially those who unfortunately got COVID. And their conditions may be lifelong. So we're hoping and praying that they can make full recoveries over time, and again, get out there and run. Anybody else have any thoughts or ideas? Any stories you'd like to tell? Going once, going twice. Sold. Okay, so we're going to move on to a couple of video messages from the mayor of Oita and the Consul General Fukushima-san. So if we could have Ms. Yoko-san please show those videos, and we'll start with Consul General Fukushima-san. Take it away.
Hello, this is Hideo Fukushima, Consul General of Japan in Houston. Welcome back to the Austin Marathon once again. Under the pandemic, and after most marathon races were cancelled this season, I never thought that this would happen. Congratulations to the runners of Japan team who are participating in the race. Japan team for Austin Marathon is always a fun event for the Japan-related community in Austin. I want to particularly thank Austin Japan Community, AJC, and Austin Oita Sister City Committee. This is a great opportunity for us all to get together and reaffirm the strong bond between Japan and Austin. Thank you once again for everybody to support this initiative. And let me cheer up the runners for doing the best tomorrow. I know running in Austin Marathon is such a fun. You have to sometimes fight the ridiculous ups and downs. So please have a great fun. 頑張れ!
Greetings to everyone in Austin. This is Kichiro Sato, Mayor of Oita City in Japan. I know you have gone through a lot of hardship due to the spread of the COVID-19 from last year, resulted in making your lives very difficult. However, I highly admire your continuous effort to adopt a new lifestyle and to find a way to take action, including this event, Go Team Japan cheer session. For having the Austin Marathon tomorrow, it is a pleasure to send you my message. I give my utmost thanks to AOSCC and AJC members for your dedication to this opportunity. In the past races, Oita City has sent citizen runners as a part of the sister city exchanges, and those participants have told me so much about their wonderful experience and memories. Thus, I feel an affinity with this race. I know that the race will be held with taking the COVID-19 infection prevention measures. I hope that the race will successfully end and it will serve as one of the successful models of the sports event under the crisis of COVID-19. Last but not least, to runners of Team Japan, please enjoy the race tomorrow. I wish you good luck and I will be cheering you on from afar. Go Team Japan!
All right, thank you so much, Yoko-san. That was great messages from again Consul General Fukushima-san and Mayor of Oita Sato-san. As you can tell, Fukushima-san is a great runner. He loves running. He loves running in our Austin races, and he's also been very supportive of our mission. And Mayor of Oita Sato-san has also been very supportive of us. And we can't thank them enough for making those videos just for our runners and our viewers today. I'd like to hand it off to Masa-san. There are a few polls that we'd like some feedback for. So Masa-san, if you can bring up the poll questions for our viewers and just get a little feedback.
Yeah, sure. Let me pull my poll. Just a minute. I have 3 questions. First one is this. %. Oh, everybody's from Austin. I was expecting that some of the people are participating from Japan or outside of Austin, but
We might have some viewers on the live stream
yeah,
who may be living elsewhere too.
All right. Let me end polling. In a few seconds. Okay. So 100%. Can you all see?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Now the second one. Oops. Hold on. Second one I have. Oh, hold on. Sorry. For those of you who run tomorrow, which race are you going to participate? Half marathon, 5K, or volunteering? One half, one 5K. Okay. 30% of each. Well, what to say? So the last one I have, oops, did it again, sorry. For those of you who run tomorrow, well, for those of you who are running on a regular basis, what is your experience? First time running tomorrow as a race, or you have run, 1 to 5 times, from 6 to 10, oh, more than 11.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. Let me share. %30 each. Okay. Next, I guess this is going to be the last one. Okay. Five more seconds. So some people are coming to the marathon site tomorrow to cheer runners tomorrow. Some are not. For some of those who are not going to go out to cheer on site, I am planning to do live stream tomorrow from the site. I'm going to, actually, my wife, Mary, and myself are going to go to the Congress and 2nd Street to do some volunteer work. So during that time, I'll take some video and do live stream. Okay, back to Larry.
Thank you, Masa-san. All right, so Masa-san will be at the race tomorrow with his wife Mari-san. So if you happen to see them, say hi. And we could always use your pictures and help with live streaming. There is a hashtag Team Japan Austin, all one word. Please tag all of your media posts with that to help us out. Next, I just kind of wanted to go over the race information. I know it's all on the website, but it's fun to kind of do a bit of analysis of what the course elevations are and what the map looks like, just to kind of go over and share, even with non-runners, what the race will be like tomorrow. First of all, we have, let me share my screen here. We have a report If you go to CBS Austin, Chicago Windler is also a runner, and she has helped out with our Team Japan cheerings, especially last year and the year prior. The weather actually looks perfect. So the air quality will be good, and the starting temps will be in the 50s. So that's you couldn't really ask for any better weather. As a runner, essentially you want to run in temperatures that are about upper 40s to low 50s, because when you start running, you get kind of, you get hot. A lot of non-runners think, oh, well, if the temperature is about 70 or 75, that's beautiful. That's room temperature. The problem is you're not running. So when you start running, you actually generate quite a bit of heat. And, it helps to start the run at, again, upper 40s to low 50s. So temps will be in the mid 50s. I believe last year, the starting temperature was in the upper 60s, low 70s, which is getting a little warm. And also there was a delay. So people were standing around, we were running on adrenaline, waiting in the starting line. And it was just kind of, it was not ideal condition to start the race. And so last year's race was quite difficult, but tomorrow's weather looks beautiful. And that's definitely going to help out a lot. The next thing I kind of wanted to go over was, just some pictures before I forget. This is me at the end of last year's race. It was a very hot day later on. I am not as fast as Masa Takino-san. Takino-san is very, very fast compared to me. I'm probably about half as fast. So by the time I finish a marathon, it's been about 6 hours. And as you can imagine, the sun is shining, and it's just very, very hot. Another thing I wanted to show was just some pictures. This is our celebration last year. For those who were there, you'll remember, the support that we had from everyone coming in. Here's yours truly with some elite runners, and this is Mr. John Conley, who was race director of the Austin Marathon for many, many years. And these are just some highlights that we hope we can get back to when it comes to running. And Team Japan kickoff. So let's go into the actual race maps. Hide this. As you can see, the 5K course is an out and back. So it's pretty easy. You just run down South First Street. So you're going to run out and run back. However, you will have an incline going south. So about halfway, you'll hit the peak, and then you start coming down here. The thing to watch out for is always at the end. It's kind of like a rubbing salt in the wound when you're tired. There's a pretty steep incline here. So that's something you want to be careful about when you're coming back up. And that's usually, going across the bridge. The bridge, unbelievably, you actually start going up on an incline, and then you cross the river, and then you get back to the start line. So that's something you want to watch out for. Pardon me, actually, it's Congress Avenue. South First is here. This is Congress Avenue. My apologies. This is Congress Avenue. So you kind of want to watch, coming back up. For the half marathoners, you're going to run the same route. So you're going to run down Congress all the way to Ben White, and then you run back up South First. So So Congress follows kind of the same path as this, right? You have kind of the incline, and then past this point, you're starting to still incline up until you get to about Ben White. So mile 3 is here, and so you're about here. Ben White, there is an incline here as you're running along Ben White, and then you start going the opposite direction toward the river. So there's a little decline to about mile 6. So, you should kind of save your energy. You don't want to go all out because this is an incline in the first few miles. So when you go all out, you're just burn yourself out. And in general, running, you want to start off slow, kind of loosen up, get warmed up, and then you start reducing your split time. So you start running faster as you run each mile. Then you head along Cesar Chavez, which if you're familiar with any running courses, is a very common course to go along Cesar Chavez. And one thing to note here is it may look flat, but there's a slight incline. So between mile 6.5 to mile 9, it may look flat, but you're still going up. So that's also important to keep in mind. Now, we have a treat for you at mile 9. Austin Tycho is going to be at mile 9. So make sure, you as you're enjoying the race, take a picture with Austin Tycho, not march, but run to the beat. It's very motivational. Whenever I hear the Austin Tycho on the course, it actually does help motivate me. And it's quite interesting to listen to. And you can feel the power of the drums just beating so far away. And then, it's a good motivation as a milestone. So when you start to hear it kind of far away, get some energy going and smile for Austin Tycho and wave and take pictures with them if you like. There's also a goose station here, and it's very important to fuel during this race, even though it's not a full marathon. You do want to fuel maybe once every 30 minutes or once every 45 minutes, however much energy you tend to expend. But there's a goose station with all the goos that you like. And goos are just high calorie gels for those who don't run or are not familiar with goos. So take a goo and have it there with some water. Here's a water station at mile 10. You might want to save it for the water station, but have a goo and then drink some water. Now, I've run this before many times in many races. You'll hit Enfield here, and this hill right here is killer.
Yeah.
If you're tired, it's a very steep hill. It's killer. I see many people walking it, and I am one of those people. So by the time you get here, it's quite hard to run up this hill. And you'll see it at about mile 9 here. It's quite a steep hill, and this graph doesn't do it justice, which is kind of why I wanted to show what the elevation graph here looks like. You see this steep graph. This is my actual elevation graph from last year's race. So at about mile 9, you kind of get to this really steep hill. So you just kind of want to save some energy for that as well. But it's kind of hard because, again, you're kind of going up the whole time. It looks flat, but you're going up. After that, you hit a few rollers. So there's going to be some rollers up and down Enfield, all the way to Mopac, which is mile 11. And then you kind of hit a steep drop. It does go quite deep under Mopac. So there's Mopac is an overpass here, but the road goes under Mopac. And then you kind of go back up. It's also another steep hill. So it should be okay until you basically get to 15th Street, or pardon me, Lamar. So there's a bridge at Lamar. So you kind of go downhill over Lamar, and then you kind of go back up. And this is mile 12 here. So we're about here. You kind of go up, and then here you kind of have one last little hill, and then you finish. So they say Austin is an honest marathon, and believe it or not, the course has gotten easier since High Five Events took over it. The course was actually harder when John Conley was race director, but they changed the course to make it more appealing to more runners. And so the full marathon actually looks like, let me see if I can pull it up. So this is the 5K. Let's see. So this is the full course, which is not being run this year. As you can see, the first half is the same, but you finish here. Can anyone see the state of Texas in this course, which I thought was actually quite cool?
Yeah.
But again, this is we're not doing this year, but just a little bit of trivia for the race. They did manage to make the state of Texas outline for the full marathon. So that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Again, here's the actual elevation graph. This is for the full, so we would stop about here for the half. But you have a kind of an incline, and then you start going downhill, and then you hit kind of a low point, and then you start going back up. Some race tips. I kind of have just some general tips that have helped me through all of the races that I've done. One of which is proper hydration. And a lot of people don't know this about hydration, is that it takes your body about 24 hours to properly hydrate, which means if you haven't been drinking water over today, you're already behind. Drinking water over the course of the day prior will help you be hydrated. And why is hydration important? Well, you don't want to get cramps on race day. You want to, be energetic enough. Dehydration accounts for a lot of tiredness and fatigue. So you definitely want to make sure you hydrate properly, either with water, some sports drinks, especially after running. You want to rehydrate with some sports drinks. Make sure you have water with your goos too. And for those who don't know what a goo looks like, this is what goo looks like. You have these packets of energy, and you just tear the top, and then you squeeze it in your mouth, and then you have some water. It's recommended to have water afterwards. So these are very important for fueling during races, and every runner knows about these. Another strategy, another tip that I can give is you don't want to just charge out of the gate. A lot of times I see runners charge out of the gate, and then I'm just like, okay, well, don't pay attention to those guys. Run at your own pace. Run with what your body can handle. It's such a it's a race, obviously, but it's such a distraction to see runners zoom past you, especially as a slower runner like me. The funny thing though is when I see these runners zoom ahead of me at about mile 6 or 7, I'm the one passing them. And the funny thing is, we may trade off, but after about mile 10 or 11, I never see them again. So you don't want to be the rabbit and burn yourself out before you need the energy. So just run at your own pace, but start off slow. You don't want to just run out there and then get tired, and then the race is miserable. Which brings me to the next tip, just have fun, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the outdoors. How often can you run on city streets? You get to kind of like, oh, cool, I never knew that was there. Or, oh, you notice something over there, because, when you're driving, your eyes should be on the road, shouldn't be looking around. So just enjoy the atmosphere. You're among friends, and, enjoy yourself. Don't kill yourself over this. Which brings me to my next tip. If something hurts, stop. If your leg hurts, if something hurts, that's your body telling you, stop doing that. So, walk if you have to, because you're really competing against yourself. You don't want to cause serious injury, and you don't want to break something or tear any ligaments. You don't want serious injury from this. That's not what this is for. Do everything at your own pace and just be careful. Last but not least, when you get to the finish line, smile. If you could tell behind me, this was also last year's finish line. I have a habit of taking pictures whenever I try to finish a race. I try to gun it, but at the same time, it's like, oh, cool, there's the finish line. Oh, how often do I get to take a picture of the finish line, from a runner's perspective? So, as you can see, it was a miserable race for me, almost 6 hours and 30 minutes, but I did it. It was the hardest race of my life. All other marathons and 5Ks and all of the other races I've run included, I wanted to quit because I was hurting everywhere, but I did it. And I smiled at the end. So those are all the tips I have. There may be others, but I kind of wanted to ask some questions for the runners. Like, how are you feeling about the race? Especially everything you've heard, all the tips that I've tried to give. I'm no running expert, but through experience, I've been able to determine, this is what I should do, what I shouldn't do. So what do you feel like about how you've prepared for the race? Does anyone want to chime in?
Yeah,
No?
let me say something. Larry.
Okay, sure.
Well, even I'm not running tomorrow. I've run so many marathons in my past life. I started run marathon at the age of 32 or 3, and it's been more than X years since then. And I think I've run like 50 half marathon, 50 full marathon, and same number of half marathon as well. But the marathon is kind of energy management game for runners. If you spend the 50% energy for the first half, you only have another 50 to run another half. Plus, you be kind of exhausted, and your muscle got hard. So to enjoy whatever the distance, you have to save energy as much as you can for the for the first half, especially for the Austin half marathon this time. The course is climbing for the first 3 miles. Of course, you have to save energy. Don't speed up, and and for the next 3 miles coming down, you tend to kind of recover from your pace. You know, a lot of runners passing by you, and you have to you want to follow them, but you don't want to do that. For make sure your energy will remain for the last, say, you know, the 3-4 miles. That way, that's the only way you can finish strong and have a big smile on your face.
All right, great. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, absolutely. There will be water stations, but it'll be modified. I believe, you know, normally what you do at a water station is, you know, you run up, and this was last year's. This is a perspective as a runner on the course. so last year's, you know, what you do is you get some water, but I believe that it'll be a slightly different setup than this, just for COVID protocols. But this is our AJC and AOSCC members helping out with the water stop. So it was again more motivation to see them on the course, although they won't be there this year. Hopefully we'll be back again soon, maybe next year. And anyone else have any other thoughts, or what is the goal time for our runners? Do you have any thoughts of your goal time, or what do you think about how fast you can finish the race?
Takako-san. いかがでしょう。
あ、
Oh,
聞こえない。
なんで、まあ、聞こえてないです。聞こえてない、聞こえてない。ミュートになってないのになんで聞こえてないんだろう。あ、今またミュートになった。あれ？ちょっと待って。どうしてもしかしてコンピューターの調子なのかもしれない、そちらの。
オーディオセッティングかな。
うん。どうしてでしょうね。あらら。
うん。聞こえないですね。
聞こえないですね。
okay. Sadly, we have some technical difficulties, but
もしあれだったら
チャットで。
チャットで目標の
2 hours? 30 minutes?
すごい。
all right, 2:30.
I'll see them.
Excellent. 2 hours and 30 minutes. That is not bad at all. Especially for Austin. That is
Okay. That's your starting time, right?
all right.
And then
Great.
5:15? Okay. I took a note of it.
ございます。
Thank you so much, Takako-san. And we wish you luck tomorrow. So does anyone have any questions for our runners? We have a lot of viewers, and we were just wondering if there were any questions you had for our runners this evening before they run the race. Well, I guess it's hard because her mic isn't working, but anyone have any thoughts or questions? No? Going once. Go Team Japan from Christy. All right. All right. Now, all right. Taiam Japan. All right. Gambare. Yes, thank you. Thank you. We'll have to, yeah. If you can show your signs, let's so let me see if I can show. Marie, can you show your sign again, please?
I'm sorry, I didn't realize the A and the E were backwards.
Oh, no problem, no problem. So we got we got Team Japan from Marie, and Go Team Japan from Christy. Anyone else has a sign to show? We have Masa-san's shirt. We have my shirt. I don't know if you can see the back, but can you see the back?
Oh.
So, that's the back.
Yes.
So we've got shirts from last year. I'm wearing my medal. I want you guys to be able to, celebrate another medal for tomorrow's race. This was a hard-earned medal for me. So try to motivate everybody. You get another medal tomorrow. Okay, I guess without any other questions, maybe one more banzai from everybody.
Before we do, Larry.
Pardon?
Before we do banzai.
Sure.
I would say something. The next year in February, there'll be another Austin Marathon in 2022. They are scheduled to have marathon race on the February 20th. So Saturday, the February 19th, we are going to have biggest ever Team Japan party. Venue will be announced later, but please put 219 as a fixed, unremovable the schedule from your calendar.
Takino-san, I have a challenge for us.
Yes.
Last year we had almost 50 runners. What if we have 100 runners in 2022?
Okay. Let's go for it.
Let's do it.
Yes.
All right, let's do it. Okay, save the date, February 19th, 2022 for our next Team Japan get together to cheer on runners for the 2022 Austin, hopefully marathon. Yes, please mark it down on your calendar and invite friends to run with Team Japan. And let's all have a blast. Hopefully we'll be past the pandemic, or at least, recovering from the pandemic during that time. Let's all get vaccinated if you can, please. All right, so I think that concludes our program. The last thing that I'd like us to do, and if everyone can participate in this, is to have a banzai for our runners tomorrow. Even though we only have a couple of runners on today, I'm sure they'll appreciate it for tomorrow. And again, Thank you so much for attending our virtual cheer session. So let's have that banzai.
Everybody can unmute themselves.
Everybody unmute. Let's all unmute and just cheer.
3,
All right, 3,
2,
2,
1. Banzai!
Hey.
Yay!
Let's go,
Thank
Team
you,
Japan!
Yeah,
Team
頑張って。
We're cheering for you. We're cheering for you. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Go
Thank you
team.
for coming, everyone. I appreciate your time and hope to see you again next year. All right, in person.
Yes.
Yay.
Go Team Japan. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you.
Good night. Bye-bye.